Hey guys, today I have a video for you on fjords in my T95 FE4 201, or better known as the Unskinned Valor. Now, this is like my third game in this tank maybe, because back in the day, I used to think this tank was quite OP. It had the same sort of power dynamic to it as the Chilin, the WZ-111 5A QL. Since that tank is just a 560 alpha version of the 5A, and the best 560 alpha gun in the game, meaning it's just a 5A with higher damage. And that immediately, to me, meant it was just a better version. And since it was premium, you didn't have to play 10 tier, or, yeah, back then 10 tiers, because tier 1s and 2s existed. So you didn't have to really grind for it, you could just buy it. Well, of course, though, for free XP back in the day. Either way, this sort of held the same regard to me as that against the Chieftain Mark 6, as this was a 440 alpha version with a smaller cupola, meaning it's just a better version, right? Well, the Chieftain Mark 6 has gotten plenty of buffs, cupola buff, reload buff, and has 2300 HP, and thus the Chieftain is quite a very strong tank today that I feel this is now maybe on par with it, so I felt comfortable playing this. Anyway, that aside, the point of today's video is the fact that we are in a platoon with the one and only Scareface, who is in a AMX M454 using the 130mm gun. Now, we are in team destruction, and this does seem to be normal sponge, which, thank God. And so I wonder why this Chieftain Proto decided he was going to drive out in the open. But people don't really go where me and my platoon mate went very often anymore. So maybe he wanted to get into an aggressive position. Either way, he's dead. And now that tracking shot might have been like, Cone, you could have done damage. But I ended up doing more tracking than damage with that shot. So I'm kind of happy that I did that. We do have another heavy tank with us, but he's not really part of the video or a point of the video. Now, back to the AMX M454, he is using the 130mm, and I would prefer the 120mm myself, but he's 3-marked, so maybe I should shut the hell up. And we're just gonna see what happens. After that Chieftain Proto rushed, we didn't really know what we wanted to do. And I'm trying to get up on this little, you can see like there's green up there. And the green to me indicates a place where I could sit without sliding. So I was trying to get up there so that I can maybe have a higher advantageous point against people in where the TNH is, or to the right near the water. He found some enemies and he's trying to back up. And we're in a party, so we're communicating. And we're going to just hold the area, basically. As we can see, we don't have anybody in E5 or E6 by that area. So we have to make sure that we win the fight from the people coming down the hill before we start getting shot from our right. And this Maushin decides to do something stupid. The TNH has taken a shot, and there's a super conk here, which is quite scary because that's got good DPM. But since we're fighting on a flat, it's not really the armor you have to fear. It's the fact that he has 2400 HP and a good gun. And there's two of them. Well, one's a super conk, one's not so super. But with our 560 alpha and 440 alphas, we are making quick work of these guys. And I decide I'm going to take out the super conk, and then we're going to focus the regular conk. And I don't know if the Maushin's dead at this point, but he didn't seem to care if he wanted to help or not. And there's the Conqueror and the Super Conk gone. Now, it's only been 4 minutes into the match, and it's 6-9. Typical of the game nowadays, but, you know, I still have all my HP, and we still have something to do. And no, I was right. The Maushin was still alive, but now he's not. Now he's dead. 3,211 damage with 2 kills, and my platoon mate, I don't know how much he has by now, but we end up doing pretty much the same in the end. And we did win our fight, but the team didn't win theirs, and he's got 193 HP. So I need to be the one to trade my HP if I'm going to. We decide that instead of sitting up there and potentially being flanked from the south from someone who might be going the lower position, that we're gonna sit by this rock, or that I'm going to. And I was hoping to have shots on the people coming up from there. At this point, we don't know where many people are, except for one tank destroyer. And they do have an artillery piece left, so it's kind of a scary moment here, waiting to see where the enemy's going to come from, if they're going to all hive mind pincer together, or if we're going to be able to one by one take them out. But slowly they're one by one taking us out. There goes our E4. I'm trying to get a shot on the grill. I don't find it. I do get spotted, but I decide, well, I'm not going to stay out there for much longer, am I? I want to preserve my HP as much as possible. And we know where they're both their grills are over there, and then they have an SU or whatever that was over near our spawn area. And now that I'm spotted, I can kind of tell maybe that something is up where I'm aiming at. And so I kind of don't want to poke that. Now, luckily, using that 560 alpha of his, he was able to take out the Platoon. And I want to use my 10 degrees of gun depression. And I'm thinking, well, the SU moved forward. And so I don't think there's anything to my right, but that's the mistake I make. Because there was a shit barn or an FV4005 still alive. And he takes away half my HP in one game. Or in one shot. Very fun. Now, the AMX-30 dies to Scareface with his 560 alpha. And these grills decide to bum rush me. They're not in a platoon or anything. But I get lucky enough that he bounces me, the other one pens me. I'm doing my best to take the focus of these grills and to get rid of them. And my teammate, Scareface, is doing his damnedest with 193 HP to kill everyone else. Unfortunately, the grill didn't bounce me that time. If I didn't take the shot from the poo barn, I would have been able to take another hit from the grill and still been alive to support my teammate here. Now, he has an ST2 who is one-shottable, and he's done actually 7,000 damage. So when I said we did roughly the same amount of damage, I was mistaken. He's obviously done way more than me. He also has higher alpha, and we were trading basically at the same rate, to be honest. So, I made the misplay that cost me my life for 1,000 damage by that poo barn. Now, the poo barn is the last alive with an artillery piece, and he has 1200 HP, meaning Airface has to two-shot him, but guess who else has 1200 HP and gets to just walk on up and shotgun our friend for 193 damage. RD 2.0 was the worst thing Wargaming has ever done to this game, but hey, at least that grill also did some work, and that is the power of platoons working together, choosing to shoot your right targets, but the power of also Artillery 2.0 and massive fuck you guns, as I like to call them, the shit barn, taking away half my HP and costing me my life, so that I could no longer help my friend against a rushing artillery piece who can't even be two-shot by him. What a sad state of the game we're in. But anyway, that is what I have for you today. I appreciate you for watching, and take care.